In this video, we're saying farewell to our beloved hood stack and installing a new exhaust. This is a 5-foot tall chrome 7-inch exhaust tip off a semi that we're going to be putting on my 6.0 power strip. As easy as I thought it was going to be, we ran into a lot of issues, especially when installing this by myself. And make sure you guys stick around for the full video because I show you some pretty interesting tips and tricks if you ever decide to do this on your own, and I show you some audio of the different exhaust setups. And stick around for the 9-blade turbo paired with a bed stack. Believe me, the noise is insane, so let's hop right into this video. So today marks the end of an era. We will be getting rid of the hood stack, and a lot of you may know us a lot because of the hood stack. The hood stack was what we did all of our rolling coal videos on. It was really what brought the pumpkin man and everything. We had the 55-gallon barrel, the pumpkin exhaust tips, and it was just a huge blast rolling coal at shows. But don't worry, it will eventually be back. Maybe not on this truck, but whenever we own another 6.0, we are gonna have a rowdy build with a hood stack. It's just unfortunately this thing makes a mess under the hood. We're trying to clean up the engine bay. I don't want to put a hole in my new expensive hood, and I just really want to clean up this entire truck. So as a final send-off, we're gonna roll coal for all of you guys in remembrance of the hood stack that will be removed today. Dude, I am so gonna miss that sound. It sounds so good. It is a freaking blast, but I think that this new exhaust is gonna still be very similar, and it's probably still gonna make the same amount of mess, but it won't be as bad as the engine bay. Let me show you guys how much of a mess that this hood stack makes. Now keep in mind, when I say that this thing does its job at rolling coal, that's all it does right. I mean, I got soot everywhere in this entire freaking engine bay. I mean, it just makes a freaking mess, and just look at that. Like, that is not fun to clean whatsoever. So as much as the pros outweigh the cons, this kind of needs done. And the way that we're gonna do that is my old exhaust setup. This is my OG dumped exhaust that went through the back axle. Literally has been sitting outside for years and years. That's literally like a rat's nest that has been falling out of my exhaust. Nasty. I got the elbow, the fitting for it to downsize from a 5-inch exhaust to my 4-inch exhaust. And then let me show you our monstrosity of an exhaust tip. This is what we're gonna be using, and it goes up to past my belly button. Pretty freaking tall for the most part. And that's gonna be what we're gonna run for a while. So it definitely needs like a good little polish and cleaning up. We're gonna start on all of this and try and get it done today because that new Cervini hood should be done Friday. So that gives us about 4 days to get everything done, which is more than enough time. So just like you guys, I'm always balling on budget. So this is my old exhaust from over 3 years ago. Whenever I'd put the hood stack on, I'd saved it, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna need it, and bam, today is the day. So I'm basically just taking it apart and gonna be reusing it for this new bed stack exhaust. Whew, so that was a pain in the butt. I mean, that's a good amount of this that was sitting inside of that, but we got it out. And our next thing to deal with is the last guy that helped me put this hood stack on decided he would lob it off at a very awkward angle. So now it's time for future George to weld it back together. So we're gonna see what we can do about that. But before we even get started on that, we have to take off the old hood stack. So this was awesome because I had a bunch of fiberglass just get all over me. It was such a very tight fit. And as you guys know, the V-bands on those turbos are not the most fun thing to remove. So after fighting it for a good like 35-40 minutes, I was able to manage to finally get it off. We got it off. This band clamp right here, I am very familiar with. We've seen each other 3 different times now. Factory, 4-inch hood stack, bed stack. So, you know, we've been, me and this old band clamp right here, been through a lot. It's probably the original one, and it's seen a lot of things. So right now what I'm gonna do is take this one right here, throw it away for now, and we're gonna grab the factory one. I'm gonna bolt everything in, and because I got a tack weld these two pieces, it's gonna help a lot more if this is already installed, the downpipe part, and then I can fit this, make sure it's at the right angle before I final weld this elbow in. Then we run the straight exhaust all the way through and tie everything back together with my exhaust clamps. Kind of nervous. I think the most nervous part is gonna be cutting a hole in my $2,000 bed. These beds have gone up. I want to say they're closer to $3,000 now, 2,500, $3,000. So I'm gonna actually have to cut a big hole somewhere in this area. It kind of does hurt, but I mean, whatever. It'll be worth it. So let's hop into that and see how many more times I about lose my mind doing all this. So I'll tell you what, putting it on there is a lot easier than taking it off. I think I had it on in less than like 10 minutes, so that was actually a pretty good feeling. Now I'll tell you a bad feeling is the fiberglass off that hood stack wrap. Like that felt real good on my forearms. So whenever we get a big fancy house and we have a nice fancy shop and I can afford to pay someone to do all this stuff for me, I want you guys to remember, I do the same thing you guys do. I lay in the freaking gravel, I get dirty, and a lot of times I do it myself just like you guys. So I just want people to remember that so they don't go like, oh, he doesn't build his own stuff, he doesn't know what it's like. Believe me, I know what it's like to live in a crappy trailer. I know what it's like to freeze your butt off, barely pay your bills, to lay on the freaking ground, be dirty, all of it. And that's why I'm doing all of this, so I don't got to do it the rest of my life. Believe me, I know what it's like. And that's why I'm doing all of this. So hopefully I don't have to do this my entire life. Have a nice concrete shop, air conditioned, all the help you could ask for. Because I don't want to do this forever. That's why we're doing YouTube. Believe me, you guys are going to make the right guy famous. Now, let's keep on moving on. All right, so we back. And, yeah, okay. That's not too bad. Tell you what, this bad boy is not going to have any exhaust leaks. Luckily, I only paid that guy $150 to weld that up for me. You know, it's a good thing I took it to a professional. Okay, so we have officially made some progress, and let me show you what we got so far. And I finally was able to, get this bad boy on there. So luckily the decent side of the welds are showing right here, and more of the ugly side is up here. But you know, that's actually a first. Usually it's the ugly side showing, which I mean, that's not amazing, but it's not the worst welds I've ever seen. And I'm kind of curious of what that sounds like, so probably gonna actually start it up and listen to it. Definitely a weird sound, and it's a little odd not seeing it from there. It is a lot quieter, and you don't hear so much of a choo-choo-choo-choo, like not very much bark. So let's continue on. We're gonna attach the rest of the straight pipe, and once that's done, we are gonna start cutting the hole inside of the bed, which we have to be very careful because remember, this is a $2,000 bed that we have, and we don't really want to mess this up. See how it's kind of off the axle back there now? So here's kind of a better idea. I'm gonna have to get this closed. I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of lithium grease, so hopefully it slides. But yeah, that strap right there is holding it up. It's completely off that rear axle. And it's basically like someone's on that end, holding it nice and even for me to push it in. So I don't even know why I installed the other half of this. I don't know what I was thinking yesterday. I think I might have been tired. But there was basically no use of me throwing on the rest of this because I just ended up cutting it off because obviously the cab ends right here and it would go in like this. But you can see it's like halfway across the entire bed. So I'm actually gonna have to like cut back to like right here so that it can go right here because I want it pretty close to this cross member, almost where that Rocklight's at, so I can bolt it to my bed. I'll show you guys here in a minute when I get this all set up. So what I did is I kind of got a nice straight line right here where I wanted the bed stack. And then I drilled a hole right here so when I get on top and I cut out the rest of it, I know where I'm gonna be at. So we are now on top of the bed and there's our little hole. And what I'm gonna do is use that hole for reference because I'm gonna be bolting this to the bed right there so it doesn't rattle. And now I know that if I'm within that hole, then I'm good. That's gonna be straight with the exhaust. I can make a circle around it. And that's basically where that's gonna end up sitting. Hey there, YouTube. Today we're gonna be installing a bed stack on my 2006 pickup truck. All right, so we got this hole in the bed. We got the rib nuts drilled out here. Let's see if X marks the spot. All right, so fast forward a little bit. I ran to town a total of 4 different times to get a fitting, to grab some bolts that weren't too long, to grab some spacers, to go back for more bolts because those bolts didn't work. And let me show you what we're working with here. So we got it up here secured for the most part. These are the ones that I bought from the previous owner. It needed to be longer because it wouldn't reach necessarily all the way. So then I went and got some that were longer. Well, too long. So then I went and got some that were just a hair longer, and that's literally all it needed, just literally another inch. And I ended up buying some spacers just so that it would keep this even because you can't suck it in all the way to the bed because then it would look crooked. We wanted a nice, perfectly straight bed stack. We got this set up. Now we're gonna go underneath, put the elbow on, and it'll finally be done. And then this is the first time I've ever actually done a bed stack, so I was kind of watching YouTube videos, which there are a bunch of horrible installation instructions out there. I should have made one on this. So all in all, it took me like a freaking day and a half to do all this because I've never done it before, but I like it so far, and I think for our first time, we didn't do too bad. I know some of you guys can install one in 30 minutes, but I'm not like you guys. Fast forward a few hours and we have officially installed the 7-inch bed stack. It is a 4-inch turbo back exhaust that has a 90-degree elbow that goes up to a 7-inch semi stack. So we're gonna do a startup and then we'll do a little bit of revving. Yeah, to me that sounds so quiet to the hood stack. The hood stack for sure takes it on the loudness overall on all of those. So now that we got the bed stack installed, we're gonna take it for a little spin, and I'm gonna just basically fly down my driveway and see if it looks cool in the video. That didn't sound too bad. That sounds gnarly with that open. Alright. not too bad. All right, it's decent. Did it sound cool from like all the way down here?
Yeah, I think so.
Genuinely?
Yes. Don't take my word for it, I guess.
Do you miss the hood stack or do you like the bed stack better?
The bed stack's cool.
Which one do you like better?
I don't really know. That's a good question.
Rev limiter sounded cool.
I don't know, the bed stack's a lot cooler than I thought it was gonna be.
You like the bed stack better than the hood stack?
The hood stack's more you, but I mean, I don't know, it's day one. I don't know. I really don't have an answer for you.
I don't know. Overall, it's grown on me a little bit. I guess when rewatching the video that she took, it's still loud for what it is. Is Arlo pooping? What is he doing? He is pooping.
That's good, right?
Yeah, well, he was, it
little
looked like he was staring off in the distance. He was like this, like, like that. I'm like, what is he doing? And he's pooping. He's burying his turd.
Okay.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Anyways, so the bed stack definitely grew on me. It is weird because I'm expecting the soot to come out of the top and fly over me like it has for the past, like, 3 years. So it's kind of weird seeing it come out from behind. Only time will tell. I guess if we end up liking it, we will bring back the hood stack, as I said earlier, eventually. But I think the bed stack's going to be here to stay for a little bit. So definitely cut a hole in my $2,500 bed. And as of now, it's worth it. I don't have any regrets yet. But you guys let me know, which one do you guys like better? The hood stack? Do you like the bed stack better? In your opinion, which one sounds better? Compare the clip from the beginning and this end one right here with the bed stack. Rev limiter sounded pretty good, not gonna lie. And if you guys have made it this far, make sure you comment down below, finish, so that I know that you completed the video. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys like and subscribe. We're gonna call it a day for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the 𝐂𝐏𝐓 hood video whenever we install that, and a very big surprise that comes along with that. So make sure you guys stay tuned, because we're picking up 2 things from the paint shop next week, and those 2 things will completely change the whole look and hopefully wrap all of this back together. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.